Oh man, oh man, oh man. You know, I was fully aware about the early reports and the rumors surfacing about this matchup being made. Um, I said to myself that I wasn't going to comment on it until it was official. Well, now it is official. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. versus Canelo Alvarez is set to go May 6th on Cinco de Mayo weekend, and the fight will take place on HBO pay-per-view, which is very obvious because obviously these are two well-known names. Canelo's obviously probably the bigger draw than Chavez Jr. Both are extremely popular with the Mexico fan base, so the Mexican fan base, I should say. So definitely an intriguing matchup. But what's unique about this fight is for several reasons. Is one, this fight will be contested at a catchweight, which is not too much of a surprise to anyone. The catchweight is actually going to be set at 164.5 pounds. Now, you want to ask yourself this question: why in the hell is it at 164.5? Why can't they just make it the full 165? Now, I'm looking at this report right here. Actually, there's another report that went out regarding that. Let me go ahead and bring that up before so I can go any further on this. And I think Golden Boy, one of the Golden Boy executives, commented on that weight. And let me see if I can bring up the report on this one right here. While I bring it up, I do want to go ahead and say that the venue and the location has yet been determined. So details are still being worked out on that, so we'll find out pretty soon as they develop. But let's see. Well, actually, you know what? The venue actually, there's another report that came out that the venue most likely is going to be at T-Mobile Arena. But but again, there's two conflicting reports right there. So one report says that the venue has already been reserved for that week, Cinco de Mayo weekend, which is May 6th. Then there's another report that just announced the fight has been official, says that the venue has yet to be determined. So, yeah, there's two conflicting reports right there. So, now as far as the weight is concerned, why in the hell is it at 164.5 but not at full 165? I'm trying to find that report right here. Okay, yeah, right here. It's on, I think Oscar De La Hoya had provided an explanation on this, so I believe. Was it Oscar De La Hoya? No, Eric Gomez, the Golden Boy president. Gomez went out and said that, look, he told Boxing Scene that, shout out to them, by the way. He said, look, the catch weight of 165 was never in discussion, number one. He also indicated that both sides were in discussion of the weight of 164, but ultimately, Canelo have another half of a pound to make, so we had to have another half of the pound, so we decided to make it 164.5. Chavez made an earlier claim that he would agree upon a 165, and that he was the one who gave up an initial half a pound to Canelo. So there you have it. Canelo being the weight bully that he is. In fact, that's another unique thing about this fight is that they're both weight bullies. But since the Canelo is the quote-unquote A-side part of the negotiation part of this fight, he dictates the terms. So he's the one who is blatantly obvious that he's really trying to drain Chavez Jr. Now, the thing is, Chavez Jr. has never been so disciplined when it comes to making weight for fights. He's always bent the rules when it comes to weight clauses and contracts. So I'm not sure if he's going to have any much leverage in this situation if he doesn't make weight for the fight. So I don't expect him to make 164.5, or shit, we might as well call it 165, whatever it is, 164.5. I don't expect him to make that weight of this fight. If he does come overweight, what type of penalties would he have to pay? Will he be giving the benefit of the doubt like he's always gotten in when it came to coming in and weigh-ins for fights in the past? So, yeah, this is all interesting stuff right here. Okay, so you got two weight bullies here agreeing to catch weight 164.5. Although Chavez Jr. wanted 165, but he decided to give Canelo half a pound to give him an advantage. So Yeah. If I had to pick a winner on this, obviously I'm going to Canelo because Canelo is a much more better technical fighter. He has much more endurance than Chavez Jr. So, but again, Chavez Jr. does have that one punch knockout power. So we'll see how well Canelo can absorb Chavez Jr.'s power and punches. So we'll see. We'll see. I would expect Chavez Jr. to blow up close to 200 pounds because every goddamn fight, even when he's fighting that middleweight, he will blow up to near cruiserweight. He'll come into fights around 187, 188. I mean, damn, this guy was coming in so big, so massive. But, it is what it is. But needless to say, though, like I said, it's a funny way of looking at this fight being made. You can't really complain about it because, yeah, not only is that a catchweight, both men are not fighting for titles, so you can't really complain too much about it. However, it's a money grab of a fight, so even if Canelo does beat Chavez Jr., it doesn't really do much to his resume. I mean, you can say, yeah, I beat a former world champion. That's great, but other than that, I mean, Chavez Jr. doesn't really have. I mean, he does have some decent wins. He's got Andy Lee on his resume. I mean, who else did he have besides Andy Lee? I know he got his ass whooped by Sergio Martinez at the time, who suffered a leg injury in that fight, and that's the reason why Sergio Martinez went into that situation he did with Cotto and the way he performed against Mark Murray in Argentina. But needless to say, Chavez Jr. Let me see. Who else did he beat? I'm trying to think. Who else did he beat other than Andy Lee? Let me think. Hold on, y'all. I'm thinking. Marco Antonio Rubio, I guess. I mean, he's not really a great fighter, but he has some bit of he is some bit of a name. Sebastian Zeb. Yeah, okay, that guy wasn't even a great fighter. Let's be real. Zeb was not even a great fighter. He was one of those other fighters in Germany that ducked Golovkin. So let's not get it twisted. Chavez did beat him to capture the WBC middleweight title, but it is what it is. Anyways, like I said, I'm going for Canelo. I'm pulling for Canelo to win this fight. Obviously, anyone should be favoring him to win it based off, the skill set. The skill set between the two, the gap is just a little bit too wide. But yeah, like I said, anything can happen. Let me know what your thoughts on this. I mean, do you clamor for this fight at all? I mean, if you do clamor for it, who do you see winning this fight? How do you see them winning this fight? I mean, just let me know what your thoughts are. Just go ahead and post a comment below in the comment section. Subscribe. Signing off. Peace.